Welcome to Broadstairs Life. Welcome to Broadstairs Life. I'm sat here with Joe, and we're in the Gap Project in Queen's Road in Broadstairs. So good morning, Joe.
Morning.
It'd be nice to know a little bit about you and why you're here and what your role is.
Yeah, so I'm Jo. I'm the intern at the Gap Project. I'm currently doing a year out from university in Lancaster. I grew up around here and I used to come to Queen's Road Baptist Church growing up, so I was always aware of the Gap Project. And then it came to doing a placement year, and I really wanted to work in a charity and find somewhere I could give my time that I felt passionate about. And so I got in touch with the Gap Project in May last year and said, can I work for you for free for a year? And they said, yes, please.
Yes, please, yeah.
And I've been here since, doing their social media and helping out with groups and helping with website and lots of digital things.
Right. So obviously you're saying you come from here anyway. So how long has the Gap Project been running?
So actually this year the Gap Project is celebrating 25 years of supporting Thanet. We became a registered charity in 2001. It was active before there. The Gap Project was like an offshoot of Queen's Road Baptist Church. Mission kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in 2001, that's when it became its own charity, and we've been running ever since, supporting the community in Thanet.
Right. So you say the word supporting the community. Obviously, this is a big place and it's a big setup. So give me a basic overview of the sort of things that the Gap Project does for the people of Broadstairs.
So the Gap Project has various groups and services available to people in the community. We have groups for senior citizens, families and under fives, adults with additional needs, and the homeless community. And so we have like a timetable of weekly groups that run to support these people, and then on top of that we have sort of an open door kind of policy. Yeah. So various people will come in all day, every day.
Yeah.
With
so I've
problems.
noticed you've got the Café, haven't you?
Yeah. So people come in and they might have a problem. We'll sit, we'll listen, have a cup of tea, signpost them. We just try to help people and meet them where they are, basically. And to help us do that, we have the Gap Community Café and Gap in the Market, which are two social enterprises that like help to fund the Gap Project. And they're both run by teams of volunteers. So it kind of works both ways, because it gives people an opportunity to volunteer and give back to the community, and then it also helps us fund our other work kind of thing. Yeah. So like in the cafe, a lot of we have our manager Jenny who runs it, and then a lot of the staff are people with additional needs, people out of employment, that kind of thing. And it just gives people a chance to work, get experience, see people, have routine. And so people come in and buy the food, but the people working in there, it's also a service to them. So and
it's a place where people meet and create friends.
Yeah.
Which is an important factor, isn't it?
Definitely. And I find, because we have so these groups throughout the week, there are certain groups and they'll come a bit early or stay a bit late so they can have their lunch in the cafe. Yeah. And then, so like I'm sitting in the office and we've got our door open and I can hear the same people each week sitting, talking about their groups and talking about what's going on. Yeah. And they're all having their jacket potato or their ham, egg and chips, and then they're about to go off to their group. And you get to know the faces that come in every day. And like,
and that must be nice as well, mustn't it? Because you get to know people.
It's so important.
Yeah.
It's really nice to kind of just see people, and you can tell when something's wrong, and if they need like prayer or help or something.
Yeah, I think that's that's a great thing, isn't it, to be able to do that? Because not only are you helping them, it must be good for you.
Oh yeah, because I think. So I've always known that I wanted to work in charities, but I was never sure like in what way that I'd do that. And I kind of feel like the Gap Project is a community charity, and it's so nice to be working for the people and seeing the people that you're helping every day. And you wouldn't get that with like big corporate charities where you're sitting in an office away from everything that's happening.
It's more personal.
100%.
Yeah. And that's quite an important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. We're all people from Thanet, who live in Thanet in Broadstairs in the community.
Yeah.
And so we can see the needs and we see what we're doing. And yeah, I think sometimes not enough people know what we're doing, but you find that when they need us, they find us.
I think the Gap Project is out there though, isn't it? I mean, people are really aware in Broadstairs of the Gap Project.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we share a lot on Facebook and on all the
Well, you
Facebook
are the social
groups.
media person.
Yeah, so we share all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just really nice the community that we've been able to build.
Yeah.
And the friendships that we support and stuff.
And it's part of the church as well?
So it's like an offshoot of the church, and some of the things are joint between the two. There is overlap, and we often work together a lot. But they're together but separate. It's because the church also has a charity global challenge, which has a school in Soroti in Uganda.
Oh, really?
And so we kind of all work together at points, but we all like run independently. Which is really fun.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the word groups. How many groups?
Oh, golly.
I'll put you on the spot, haven't I?
So, for senior citizens, we have a bunch of sit and be fit classes, they're really exciting. I've sat in on a couple.
Oh, really?
And I take some pictures, and it's great. Sit and be fit. On Friday Club, we have a social group for older people. And we also have Singing for Wellbeing, which is a dementia-friendly singing group.
Oh, really?
And so it's a mixture of people with dementia and their partners or carers, and also some adults with additional needs and stuff. And it's such a beautiful group. They come together and sing every week, and they have their coffee before, and it's very special. Yeah. And then for the homeless, we have, or unstably housed, we have a drop-in on Tuesdays and Fridays.
And is that popular?
Yes. It goes up and down, but we do get a lot of people. They get a free hot meal, and access to laundry, shower facilities. Sometimes we have a foot doctor, sometimes we have a barber.
I never knew that.
It's amazing, and we have the Rise team, which is linked to the council. They come in on the Tuesday to give people support with finding housing, and on the Fridays they get food packages from our food pantry. Yeah. So we don't have a food bank, but we have a cupboard with lots of food. Yeah. And we give it to people when they need it. Yeah. Which is very important.
It's quite sad that people do need it, don't they?
Yeah, and it's for individuals, and when you have as families as well, it's so many people struggling at the moment, and it's almost like we're on the front line of it. But
again, you get great feedback, don't you?
Amazing, yeah.
And also for you personally, it's nice to be able to think, help somebody today.
Yeah, you go home and you feel like you've made a real impact. Yeah. And so I've set up a few SIM cards for people and moved over their phones and stuff. And it's things that I find quite straightforward, but I know for a lot of people
it's a challenge.
It's really challenging. Yeah. And so knowing that doing something like that can make someone's day is really important and special.
What about for, say, teenagers?
We used to have like a group for wellbeing for young adults and teenagers, but that came to an end, I think, due to the amount of people coming.
Oh, really?
It's quite challenging because our aim as the Gap Project is to fill the gaps in the community. Yeah. And with there is already quite a lot of provision for youth in terms of you think of the Pie Factory and these other youth centres, and so sometimes it's are we needed in this space, or is it handled? But I think we would like to do some more youth groups. I remember actually when I was a teenager, I used to come to the Gap Project youth club on, I think it was a Wednesday or a Thursday. I'd have mentoring here.
Oh really?
Before, and have cheesy chips with the old with the old youth coordinator. And then have our youth group, and it was always like a really important part of my week.
It's all about young children.
Oh yeah, families and under fives. So we have a baby focus group for babies, and then we have a parent and toddler group, which is when they're on their feet and crazy,
doing a bit of running around and
and so those both have parents in them. And then we have our crash, which is for children that are a little bit older, preschool age, and they come in and they're looked after. Their parents aren't in there, and so it's good for like prepping for school. But we actually found that from doing the crash, a lot of the mums who were dropping their kids off would sit in the cafe and have a coffee during it, and then they became their own group as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that's a side thing, isn't it, that develops.
We've got 2 new trustees this year, and their kids went through the mums and tots and the crash, and they still end up coming during the crash to sit and catch up with the other parents and stuff. And so it's just really special how these connections are made and they continue. And like having the Gap Cafe, it means even if you're not using one of the groups or services, you can still come in and have a cup of tea, have a piece of cake, because we have very nice tea and cake.
Well, I'm drinking a coffee. But it's nice for children, isn't it, to have a place where they know they can go and they have fun.
Yes.
And run around and cause mayhem and whatever kids do nowadays.
Once a month we have a family cafe, which is it's split between like the church and the Gap Project. It's for both. And so it's the last Monday of the month. Kids come in for a themed afternoon where we have a bunch of different activities and different crafts, and they run around and they go and do everything, and then we provide them with a free tea time meal and a story. And so it kind of gets people engaged and together, and it's always beautiful chaos.
Now, does everything happen here?
Yes.
So you don't go out into the community, so to speak.
Things are based here because this building was designed for the Gap Project in a way. So the old church building was around for a long, long time. My grandparents got married at this church.
Oh, really?
60 years
You've
ago.
got a lot of connections here, haven't you?
Too many.
In fact, the room we're sitting in, it's got
stained glass
windows from church. So.
And so once the Gap Project was started, they knew that we needed like a better space than the old church building. So in 2011, they did this whole big renovation and opened this building to have offices, community spaces. There are a bunch of halls and small rooms, and so different people will hire out the rooms, and some of our groups are in the rooms, and we have like just so much space for community action to happen. So it's almost like it's become a church and like a community centre all at once, and it's really special.
What's the most, I'm putting you on the spot, what's the most satisfying group for you? What's the one that you just think, that's just... You probably got more than one.
The thing is I'm not always in the groups.
No.
I come into the groups when maybe a volunteer isn't well, and so I'll step in.
But even just from being here...
There is a group that I volunteer with, which is called WEB, and it's called Welcome Everybody, and it's our Adults with Additional Needs group.
Oh, really?
And we meet twice a month.
Now, when you say additional needs, could you just clarify that?
It's lots of adults with learning disabilities, and there's a huge range in that. But it's just such great fun, and so we do we have social nights and activities. So actually on Tuesday this week we had spring crafts, so we were potting plants and doing healthy snacks and like crafty bits. and like it's all about trying to teach life skills, have fun, teach healthy eating, socialise, and like learn and do together. And the team of volunteers for that, it's all great fun as well.
Would it be correct, I mean, tell me if I'm not, that the Gap Project is about not only bringing people here, but it's also making them become part of a wider community by the meeting of others?
Yeah, definitely. I think the people are coming to the Gap Project, but they're being able to connect with a bigger network of things. Even just like people might come at first for a coffee, and then they join a group, and then they get involved with volunteering, and then when you're volunteering you're meeting hundreds of people. Like actually when I was a teenager, when I was 16, I worked in the Gap in the Market charity shop,
right,
and it was
just over the road, isn't it?
Just up the high street,
just up there.
And that was just such a great experience where you're in the community, you're seeing people, and you're able to like talk to people and signpost them down. You know, some people come in and say, "Oh, what's a good place to get my lunch?" And you're like, "Actually, we have a cafe."
We have a cafe,
where it's all very good value, good food.
What about support from businesses and everything in Broadstairs? Is there a support network between the Gap Project and various businesses, etc.?
We've become part of the Thanet community network that the old Curiosity shop has set up. So there's like monthly meetings for that. Actually, I saw you there.
I did. I saw you there, down to Tilly.
Yes, Tilly's amazing. And so since we started that, it's been a really good avenue to be more connected with local business, local enterprise, local people.
And you deal with Mike.
Yes. Yeah. He's great at coming to our events and stuff. Yeah. So our charity shop had a fashion show a few weeks ago.
Was he there?
And he was there.
Did you get him in a dress?
No, we didn't quite. But
now, Mike Garner, the mayor, is really. I mean, he is a positive role model for Broadstairs.
So active in the community and
in his shorts.
Yes.
All year.
Sometimes you've got to, isn't it?
But the nice thing is like you say, you're reaching out to all these different people in different areas, and then the people come in here and go, "Oh, I saw you at." Yeah.
And so, just all the connections. It gets so amazing, and it gets people involved in the community.
Yeah.
We have over 150 volunteers that help run our groups.
150.
Yeah.
Wow. And is that from all walks of life?
All walks of life. And so that's in the cafe, in the shop, and in our groups.
Yeah.
And you have there's just so many different people. There's people that are still in school, there's people that are retired, there's people who are out of work, there are people that just want to give
you're actually giving people a focus.
Yeah. Like especially in our cafe, because I'm in this building all week kind of thing, and I see the people working in the cafe, and it's giving them a routine. It gives you a reason to get out and keep structured.
And that's so important.
I've been interviewing some of our volunteers to put some stuff on our website, and one of the ladies I was talking to, she was saying how her volunteering gives her markers within the week that makes her not just have time slip away. Because she said when you're not in school or working, you lose track of the days because there's not a reason to keep track. But if you know that on Tuesday morning and Thursday afternoon you have to be here from this time to that time, it keeps things structured. Yeah. And I think that's something that you don't even think about. And I think
what's nice is the word volunteering. I mean, I was volunteering in the National Charity as its chairman.
Oh.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I don't know if it's the same for you, and I mentioned this to somebody else. If one person says thank you, job is done. That's all you need is one.
100%.
And it's such a nice thing where people can say that.
Yeah.
And as I walked through the door, all I saw was lots of smiley faces, but they were eating cake and having a cup of tea. So you can understand. So you're obviously right about the cake.
Yeah.
So in relation to, say, fundraising, how does the Gap go about doing that?
So this is something that's been quite tricky recently. Grants aren't coming in as easily for lots of charities.
No,
if you talk
it's very
to anyone.
hard. It's a very hard area.
And getting the grants for overhead costs that people don't even realise.
Yeah.
That people are more willing to fund a group, but maybe a group doesn't cost that much to run, but it's all the admin around that does take time and stuff like that. So this year we're actually starting a bunch of fundraising events because we need the extra income.
And the thing is, it's all the money is going back into helping people.
So the next event we have coming up is a taco quiz night. So you book your ticket based on which kind of tacos you want, and you can have a table of.
And when does that
6 to 8.
take place?
This is on the 24th of April.
Okay.
Get your tickets online.
Say no more.
We've got a tabletop fair coming up where local businesses can have book a table for a tenner and sell. And it's on a day when the cafe's open as well, so you'll have footfall through there. We've got a summer party for our 25th anniversary.
In here?
No, this is at the Thanet Wanderers Rugby Club. In the clubhouse, and so we're having a big celebration and barbecue to celebrate 25 years.
Yeah, and that's another way of bringing people together, because you get your volunteers will say to their friend, "Oh, come along, we're going to."
100%. That is the hope. We really want people that have benefited from the Gap Project to come together. Because especially when you think of the under fives groups, there are so many families whose kids have gone through. I went to the mums and tots group when I was 2 or 3 years old, and so when I started working here, Angie, who I'm in an office with, she knew me from when I was tiny and coming to that.
I tell you what, without naming names, have you got somebody that's in your mind who's become a success, or the Gap Project has helped them from when they first come in to when they are probably still coming?
Yeah, it's hard. There's so many stories. Especially I really see it in our volunteers. The confidence that they build from day to day, and especially in the work with additional needs and children and stuff, you can really see the change. And even in the dementia group, the way you see people with dementia light up when they hear the music, it's unbelievable. And when you see it, it just makes you want to cry and makes your heart hurt a little bit.
I was about to say, it does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of heart.
So where do you see the Gap Project being in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope that we will be... It's a good question. Still running our groups, running even more groups. I think I'd really like to see the Gap Project doing some more youth work. And things like that. Hopefully, you never know, maybe we'll have another business. We've got the cafe and we've got the shop. Who knows what's going to come next?
There's nothing to stop you, is there?
Genuinely, there's nothing to stop us. And doing our fundraisers this year, it's going to be really exciting to see how that develops. So we're having a summer ball on the 3rd of July, which is a bit more 3-course meal, fancy, dress to impress event. And
where's that?
It's at Queen's Road Baptist Church.
Right.
On the 3rd of July. And I'd really like to see us doing more and more of these events and outreaching and having people excited about the Gap Project.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm going to step away from the Gap Project. Broadstairs young lady. What's so good about Broadstairs?
Oh wow, Broadstairs is close to my heart because I've grown up here, and I love being by the beach. I love the community, and I feel connected when I'm in Broadstairs. And whenever I walk anywhere, I see people I recognise.
This is the thing, isn't it? You walk along.
Yeah, you can't escape. Honestly.
Morning. Chit chat. Morning.
And I absolutely love that. I kind of have a similar feeling. So I'm at university in Lancaster at the moment. And the north is very friendly as well. But when I compare just talking to a proper person from Thanet, it warms my heart after being up there.
Really?
You know, going and getting my hair done and just having the chats in the salon, and it's just it's so special.
So, if you had to say to somebody the reason, a good reason to come down and visit Broadstairs, what would you say to them? What would you say would make it a great place to visit?
I mean, obviously the beach, but isn't that it's a bit boring, isn't it, to say the beach?
No, but it is the beach. The beaches are.
The beach is like the amount of people that can't say they walk to work and on the beach. Yeah, I think people need to come to Broadstairs to see the beach, to feel the community, and we've got so many great places to eat, places to shop, gift shops. I could spend all my money here in a weekend if I tried hard enough. So it's amazing.
No, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for this chat. Really enjoyed it. And is there one final thing you'd like to say about the Gap?
The final thing,
and also how people can find you, social medias, etc. If you'd just like to cover all that for me, that would be really, really good.
Yes. So the Gap Project website is www.thegapproject.co.uk. Our social media is linked on there, at the Gap Project 1 on Instagram, and I think it's just the Gap Project on Facebook.
Yeah.
We have an exciting list of events up on our website at the moment, and ways you can buy tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
So please go and check out that and see how you can buy things and help us
and support.
And yes, we also have we're currently updating the website, and there's going to be a get involved section. We're trying to encourage people to fundraise for us. So if you're a runner, if you're a baker, if you can do anything, like set up a fundraiser, we'll help you with the Just Giving page and just try and fundraise for us. We have donation options on there as well, and then also just events that people can get involved with, and also volunteering.
And the other thing is one day one of those people might need the Gap Project.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's nicely on, doesn't it?
Perfect. The whole thing is circular.
Circular.
You give and you take, and that's how it goes.
Lovely. Well, listen, Jo, great speaking to you. By the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And well done for everything you all do here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to Broadstairs Life. You can follow us on Facebook and various other social media platforms, including YouTube. Thank you for listening.